I'm gonna sneeze. Hello, how you doing, my Bradley? I hope you're doing well as always. Yes, I'm in a different space today. Welcome to Casa Bradley. So yesterday was day one of tracking for my new EP, and I'm really excited about this. It's definitely going to be a step up from my previous EP, The Devil's on My Side. Yesterday we did all the drums, and Tom, the drummer, Tom, if you're watching, hello, he did an incredible job. Absolutely amazing. I can't wait for you guys to hear it. And if you want to keep up to date with what's happening with the EP, head over to my Facebook page and my Instagram. All the links will be in the description box below, and you can keep up to date with pictures and little videos and all that kind of stuff. So I'll be keeping updates up on YouTube, but kind of, you know, up to date on Instagram and Facebook. So yeah, I'm really excited about this, as you probably can tell. So because of this, I've lost a day this week could have recording, and it's quite a busy week. So that I don't miss out on, you know, doing my regular YouTube videos, I thought I would just film here today to save a bit of time. So that's why I'm not at the regular guitar room. So I don't know, maybe you like the look of my shelf and the ukulele, which is horrendously out of tune. I will never do that again on camera. So as it's Wednesday, it's time for another Q&A Wednesday with me, Mike Bradley. So first question. Lucas asks, hey Mike, just a quick question. I'm beginning now to branch out from pentatonics and into different modes, such as Aeolian and Mixolydian, for example. I was just wondering how you learnt them. Not sure if I should be looking at tablature for the modes or what. Cool, right, let me get an acoustic, and I'll probably have to adjust the camera angle now. Thanks, Lucas. Right, that's a little bit better, and apologies, it's a bit echoey in here. It's a very reverb chambered flat, and the window's open because it is scorching today. But some little tips on modes. I probably should do a full video on modes at some point. Let me know in the description box below if you would like me to do a full video on modes. But people can get a little bit scared with modes, and I think they're scarier than what they actually are, you know, because they're still, it's just 7 notes and it's just a major scale. Basically, you know, a bluffer's guide, a mode is a major scale but starting from different notes in it. So for example, you've got a C major scale. If I start on D, that's now D Dorian. If I start on E, that's E Phrygian, etc, alright? So like I say, I'll be here, this will be like an hour lesson if I go into the depths of it. But what I kind of do is just add stuff around my pentatonic and think of it as like a dimmer switch. So you're kind of dimming in the notes, you know? So if you've got, you know, A minor, for example, right? Now Aeolian, it sounds fancy, it's just the natural minor scale. It's just, no, A minor scale. So if I've got my pentatonic, alright, so the Layla, that kind of stuff, right? Now, on the top 2 strings, for example, the extra notes we want to add in are right there. We've got an F and we've got a B. So, very diminished there. So if I've got 5, 8, 5, 8, if I add in 5, 6, 8, 5, 7, 8, if I've got A, now I've got Aeolian, alright? That's the minor scale. So I'm just adding it round my pentatonic, so I can have I slip back to that B, because all we're doing is adding in 2 notes, F and B, to our minor pentatonic. So I've got that, slide back to B, you got that happening. I'm sure you can get that through watching this. I'll do it again. Alright. So that's all I'm doing, it's just think of it as a dimmer. So you've got, you know, pentatonics. So that's what I'm doing. And so also mixolydian, just think of combining the minor and the major pentatonics together. So mixolydian is the 5th mode. So I want to do A mixolydian, and I think, okay, what's A, the 5th note in? So D, E, F sharp, G, A. Alright, so A mixolydian is essentially a D major scale, but A is the root. So, and I can actually be in the same place. But I look at it, you know, you can combine the major and minor together. So again, A minor pentatonic. Oh, sorry. A major pentatonic, splice them together. So instead of going to the minor 3rd, I'm going to the major 3rd. So instead of C, I'm doing C sharp. I always think there was a show in the 90s called Heartbreak High, which I used to love. It's an Australian show. If you remember that, I salute you. But the beginning of it is mixolydian. I think of that. That was it. Like that. But yeah, it's all mixolydian. So let's put in that major 3rd, right? So in this case C sharp, because you know it works over dominant chords great, because you've got the minor 7th, the G, and you've got this major 3rd working. That kind of classic sound. So yeah, just take your pentatonics and then add in these extra notes. So that's a little guitar hack for you there, but yeah, I probably should do a more in-depth video one day about modes, but I'll see what I can do, but hopefully that helped me. Jason Bowman asks, what is your favourite genre of music and what's your favourite guitar in your collection? My favourite genre of music is going to be bluesy rock stuff, to be honest. That's what my ear gravitates to. So I mean, current artists, Gary Clark Jr. I got his album a little while ago, Black and Blue. It probably came out a couple of years ago now, but so yeah, so I like that kind of bluesy rock stuff. Doyle Bramhall II. So yeah, I gravitate to that, and of course the old stuff, you know, Beatles, Led Zeppelin, the Stones. You know, when I was a kid, I was a massive Bon Jovi fan. In fact, I saw that Bon Jovi live in London in 1995 was on TV the other day, and that was like my Bible. I studied that so much when I was younger, for Sambora's playing. So I still have a soft spot for old Bon Jovi stuff, and these days era, you know, nothing really 2000 onwards really, you know. Bounce was alright. But yeah, so blues rock basically, but I also like a bit of funk stuff as well, but funky rock, Lenny Kravitz kind of stuff, or Prince. And my favourite guitar in my collection, I think, actually I have it in the hall, 1 second. It's this girl. You would have seen it in lots of my videos. It's got a really cool moody guitar strap, what my girlfriend got me for my birthday last year. Yeah, she's my dearest friend. She's 20 years old now, she's getting on a bit. But I've got my, bit of belly button fluff on the strings there. I've got my guitar tour video. I'll put a link up there. There'll be a little thing popping up now. I urge you to watch that. It's going through all my guitars. But yeah, this, you know, this is the one I usually pick up if I'm going to a session or a gig, or, you know, 9 times out of 10, you know. We've been through so much together. She's done so many gigs and recordings and sessions and been on TV and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, my 345's very close at the moment. You know, she's still relatively new in my life, but this will always be, you know, my dear friend. She will never leave me. Well, I hope not anyway. I hope nothing ever happens to her, but yeah, so this one. Fantastic name. Mikey B asks, recently I bought my first nice-ish guitar, a Squier Classic Vibe Telecaster. I really like the feel of it, but before buying it, I did a lot of research about Squier, Fender Jaguars and Mustangs. Now I can't get them out of my head. I already tried a Squier Jaguar and I didn't really like the feeling, but I still can't get the idea out of my head. What are your opinions on Mustangs and Jags, and should I move on or should I really pursue these indie monsters? Hi Mikey, thanks for the kind words, mate. Funny you say that. So I know I mentioned it earlier about recording my EP. And in the studio they had a late 60s, early 70s, not sure, I'm going to say late 60s. Actually, I've got a picture here, not the best picture, but there you go. But that was a late 60s Jag, and it looks so damn cool. And I've never really been a massive fan of Jags, but all the finish was off the back. It felt so nice, you know. It certainly felt like nitro finish, so it was worn properly. And I was like, this is so cool. And I started playing it, and like the contour was worn in the right way. It felt like a Strat, you know. I felt really comfortable with it, apart from the strings were really old. But so that was really nice. But in the past, when I played some Jags, I haven't been a massive fan. The bridges are quite notorious for kind of strings popping out, and the tuning isn't great. I think a lot of people kind of change them. So yeah, I'm not a massive fan of that. But like I say, this one yesterday I really liked. But like I always say, try them out. If they connect with you, if they connect with you, get them. And if they don't, you know. So I've had a few people saying, oh, I like a Strat, but I don't want to get it because everyone's get it. No, got one. So what? If you like them, get them. You know what I mean? You're not being a sheep. It's just a matter of fact. You know, they're good guitars regardless. And you mentioned about Telecasters. If that's what connects with you, keep with it. You know. So yeah, I say that stuff a lot. So if you look from my previous Q&A, so. Yeah, yesterday I liked that one, but in the past I played them, they haven't personally connected with me, but some people don't like Les Pauls, and you know, etc, etc. So work whatever works for you. Rue F asks, is there any guitar related jobs you will decline, or do you take what work you get? This question came to mind when you said you worked for the Daily Mail and the Sun. Yeah, I did. That was like a media event thing, and I was playing guitar for them, so it weren't like I was, you know, selling my soul or anything like that. But it's funny actually, there's another thing I've been thinking about doing a full video on. Yeah, there is stuff I'll say no to, within reason. I mean, when I was younger, I would never do a function gig, for example. I was like, I ain't doing that, I just want to be an original artist. And then, you know, it's quite good money doing function gigs. And as you get older and you got to pay bills and all that kind of stuff, it's like, well, you know, the term working musician has very much changed nowadays, you know, and there's nothing whatsoever wrong with doing function gigs, you know, as long as you don't just do function gigs, because then you'll get burnt out and then you'll hate everything to do with music. And I know people who are and have been in that situation. So yeah, there are stuff though I'll say no to, and have done, and through doing YouTube and stuff I have been approached by different companies about you know, affiliating their company and all that kind of stuff on there, and I've declined, I think, nearly every single one. Yeah, I have declined every one, you know, and they say, you know, reward, you know, I'll get a percentage of stuff and all that kind of thing, but if I don't believe in the product or something, I'm not going to then go to you guys, hi, buy this is great, when inside I'm like, this is poo, because it's not fair for you guys. You trust me. You know, that's why you watch my videos, you know, and I'm not gonna lie to try and make a quick buck. So yeah, regarding the business end, yes, and regarding gigs or sessions, it all depends, you know. I mean, that rule is never say no to a gig. I mean, I've had to turn gigs down because they clash. So one thing I do is, say I'm booked for a gig or a session on this specific date, right, for this amount of money, and then another gig, and this happens quite a bit, another gig comes in and it's on the same date, and sometimes it's less work and more money, but because I said yes to these people first, I will still hold up my end of the deal. And I think it's really important to do that, because, you know, work can easily get around because it's such a small industry. So yeah, that's the only time I say no, is because I've already made the commitment, you know. But it depends, you know. I mean, if I got a gig, if I had something come in going up to Yorkshire, which is like a 6-hour drive for me, and the pay is like £100 and this travel's not included, I'm going to say no to it, because it's just, I'll be losing out on money, you know. And then it's 12-hour drive, you know what I mean? So stuff like that I would say no, so within reason. But yeah, regarding stuff for YouTube and stuff like that, and my online presence, I've said no to pretty much everything, because why should I lie to you guys? It's not fair, you know. So I respect you all too much to lie. Well, not necessarily lie, but try and flog you something which is a load of crap. So I hope that helped, mate. And the final question, I believe, A-I-M? A-I-M. You've asked the final question, buddy, for today. Good day, Mike. You're a really good player. I enjoy your videos. Please consider sharing with us some areas in your playing you're not happy with and what you're doing to improve. Keep up the good work. That's very sweet of you to say, buddy. Some areas of my playing that I'm not happy with. God, where do I start? All of it. I want to get better overall, you know. So stuff I'm working on at the moment, I'm always, you know, trying to maintain my picking hand and trying to get it as loose as possible. So that's on an acoustic, so it's always a bit harder, so nothing to hide behind. And also like some chordal playing and building up my chord knowledge. I was even looking at some Eric Johnson type harmony triad stuff he does. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it alright, but what was he doing? That kind of thing I kind of came up with, taking his idea, you know. So it's all major triad stuff and inversions and that kind of stuff, you know. So you know, and I'm into Chet Atkins stuff, which I mentioned before. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the Lady Madonna. That kind of keeping the melody and the bass line all going at the same time. Yeah, and just, you know, jazzy blues stuff as well is what really tickles my fancy. So that kind of the vocabulary of that, I'm trying to inject more into my playing as well. Hopefully, if you look back at my early videos from, like, you know, 2012, and well, I started doing videos only in 2011, but you know, very sporadically. But hopefully, you know, you guys can see a bit of a difference. I can a little bit, you know, but there's still days I wake up and I start playing guitar and I'm like, I'm rubbish, you know, and I've been playing for 20 years, you know, and but it's good that I'm like that, I think. It's that hunger and the drive to want to get better, and it's important to have that, you know. And I'm sure if you ask, you know, whoever your favourite guitarist is, if you spoke to them, I'm sure they might say the same thing, you know, not necessarily rubbish, but you know, they're not happy about X, Y or Z, you know. So yeah, picking, I'm always trying to work on that to maintain that, and just my chordal knowledge, build it up a bit more, and yeah, get that kind of jazzy, bluesy, more of that in my general day-to-day playing, you know. So and then the country stuff with Chet Atkins, and you know, you listen to Greg Koch and you're like, oh man, that's amazing as well, you know. And it's kind of like, I picked that up from that idea. But yeah, so yeah, everything. I'm working on everything to get better. There you have it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you would like to submit a question for me to answer in these Q&A Wednesday videos, head over to my Facebook page and send me the question there, or if you're that lazy, in the comment section below and I will see it. But do head over to Facebook and like that page as well, it means a lot. And yeah, I'll do my best to answer it the best I can, you know. And did you like the different view today to my regular viewers? If this is your first video, you have no idea what I'm talking about, and go through my old videos and you'll see what I'm talking about. But thank you all so much for support, and I shall see you on Friday, because every Wednesday and Friday there's a new video from little old me. Anyway, Mike Bradley, signing out.